After the man returned from a business trip, he discovered that the core team he had personally trained had all been replaced by his wife. Not only that, his wife also wanted to remove all of his positions in the company. The company's shareholders all tried to stop his wife, believing that the company's current success was entirely supported by the man. If the man were dismissed, the company's shares would inevitably suffer serious consequences. But his wife Alice refused to listen, insisting on removing all of the man's positions. Little did she know, the man was the world's top mathematical genius, and he also held the company's most crucial algorithm. The reason he concealed his identity and stayed in the company was because of an agreement he had made with Alice's mother, Anna. 3 years ago, Anna, having lost the core technology, fell into massive debt. In despair, she was about to jump into the river to end her life. But unexpectedly, she was saved by the passing man. After hearing about Anna's tragic situation, he felt sympathy for her. To help Anna, he handed over the core algorithm he had developed, but he demanded that Anna must not reveal his identity to anyone. And so, with the man's core algorithm, Anna quickly turned the company into the #1 consortium. She herself even became the richest woman. But the good days didn't last long. Anna fell gravely ill. Before her death, she ordered her people to search the entire country, and finally, they found the man. After seeing the man, she begged him to marry her daughter, to help her daughter establish herself in the company, because she knew very well that her daughter did not have the ability to support the company. Anna's sincerity moved the man. He also couldn't bear to see the company, built upon his own technology, fall into decline. So he agreed, saying that he would give her 3 chances. Under the man's leadership, the company grew stronger and stronger. However, one day, the company's technology research ran into a problem. The man had to invite a foreign technical expert, William, to solve the issue. What the man did not expect was that when he returned a year later with William, he was shocked to discover that not only had his core team been replaced, but also, beside Alice, there was now a genius named Tom, who had studied abroad, claiming that his technology was the best in the country, and that even William could not compare with him. Alice trusted Tom deeply, and under Tom's influence, she believed that even without the man, the company could still become the #1 consortium. Ignoring the shareholders' objections, she insisted on removing the man's position. The man was disappointed in Alice. This was the first chance he gave Alice. William was furious at how the man was treated. He urged the man to go abroad with him and promised to give the man the highest level of treatment. The man refused because he had to fulfill Anna's last wish. He had promised Anna that he would help her daughter. When the younger aunt learned of this, she urged Alice to apologize to the man. Alice was very impatient, believing she was the highest authority in the company. She firmly refused to apologize. The younger aunt, angry, wanted to teach Alice a lesson, but was stopped by the man. He didn't care about Alice's apology. Instead, he told her that he had already invited the foreign expert William. Unexpectedly, Alice indifferently said that her lover Tom was a young genius, and his ability had long surpassed William. Seeing Alice so arrogant, the man suggested that Tom and William should compete. Alice agreed without hesitation. The competition began. The rule was for the two of them to solve the world's 10th unsolved problem. William started first, but soon hit a bottleneck. He admitted frankly that even his whole team together couldn't solve this 10th unsolved problem. He was just about to give up when the man stopped him. With just a slight hint to William, William immediately understood the solution. In an instant, he solved the world's 10th unsolved problem. Seeing this, Alice, unwilling to lose, urged Tom to start quickly. But little did she know, Tom's abilities were all fake. He couldn't solve problems at all. Unwilling to embarrass himself, Tom deliberately broke the computer and claimed that this computer contained his most crucial technology. Now that the computer was broken, he couldn't solve the problem. Alice was very anxious, hurriedly trying to fix the computer. Seeing this, Tom shifted the blame onto the man, implying that his computer had been sabotaged by the man. Sure enough, Alice was furious. Without listening to the man's explanation, she assumed that the man was jealous of Tom's abilities, afraid that Tom would replace him, so he had sabotaged the computer. The man was deeply disappointed in Alice. He knew Alice wouldn't believe him, so he asked William to lend his computer to Tom. Tom immediately panicked, afraid his lack of skill would be exposed to everyone. He quickly explained that he could only use his own computer. Such a clumsy lie, yet Alice believed it. She directly scolded the man, threatening that the man had maliciously destroyed someone else's computer. She wanted to call the police to have him arrested. Little did she know, she had already used up her second chance. The man told Alice that she had only one final chance left. Alice didn't care. Seeing that the man still wasn't angry, she assumed the man's abilities must be fake. Otherwise, why hadn't he taken out the core algorithm that had saved the company years ago? So she became even more arrogant, threatening the man to apologize to Tom. Otherwise, at tomorrow's shareholders meeting, she would confiscate all of the man's shares in the company. The man was not threatened by her. He simply agreed. Alice was furious. At the next day's shareholders meeting, she deliberately provoked the man, trying to reclaim all of his shares. The man was unmoved, and all the shareholders also disagreed with Alice's actions. They all knew that without the man, the company would go bankrupt. Alice was furious, and under Tom's influence, she even wanted to expel these shareholders. But little did she know, this action had caused her to use up her third and final chance.